Hello, and welcome to the build. This is the budget Mustang GT build. I'm going to show you the car we won in just a second. It's a 2016 Mustang GT. It's got 32,000 miles on it. It looks like it's the premium package, and it looks like it's also the California Special package. So that's the good news. Disclaimer right away, I am not a professional. This is my first build ever. I've bought salvage cars before and had other people fix them, but this time I wanted to do all the work myself. So I'm going to take you on this journey with me, and hopefully it's going to be interesting for you guys to watch. But without further ado, here's the car that we won. As you can see, it has some damage in the front. It's an interesting hit because it doesn't seem, this fender seems fine, but everything else seems damaged, but the frame seems all right. So we're gonna get this car to the house and start building it. Stay tuned. I also posted a picture on the Mustang forum of this car, and the previous owner, his name is Joey, super nice guy. He found it within like 10 minutes, and he messaged me. We had a good talk about the car. He told me it's in great shape, that damage isn't that bad. Also told me the car had a Roush tune on it, and he has a Roush intake left over, so he's sending me that. So great news, you know, found out everything I needed about the car from the previous owner, so I feel a lot more confident now in buying the car and, you know, seeing it for the first time. Hey guys, it's early in the morning. Gotta go to the bank as soon as it opens, get that fat check for the Mustang. Well, it's a check actually, so it can't be fat, but it's a lot of money, for me at least. So once we get the check, I'm gonna drive it over to my tow truck guy, hand it over to him, and he's gonna go get the car. And later today, hopefully, he's gonna bring it over, and we're gonna check it out. Passing by the Philly stadiums, there's the Sixers, the Flyers, Eagles right there, world champs, and right behind it is, you can actually see the city and the Philly stadium. I made a mistake and created a bank account at a local credit union, and then 2 months later I moved away, but my mortgage and my car loans and my credit lines are all there, so now every time I gotta take out a big check, I gotta drive like an hour through the city, and it sucks. Don't make the same mistake as me. Soon enough, we're rolling just like that. Well, that didn't go super smooth. They didn't let me take the money off because one of my payments didn't process yet, so I had to go to another bank and get money, pay them off, and then they could give me this check. But we got it, and yeah, it looks like we got the funds for the car. And boy, it kind of hurt paying that much. I've never paid that much for a car, let alone a salvage car that I've never seen before. But I think it's gonna be worth it. Always wanted a Mustang. Fun fact, my tow truck driver is actually my father-in-law. He does this kind of stuff for a living, and he hooks me up with free deliveries if it's not too far, so shout out to him for that. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, that was a really long trip to the bank. It took about 3 hours total, and now I gotta get to work. Luckily my boss is super chill, and he lets me kind of work any hours I want. But it's already 10 o'clock, so I better get going, and hopefully around 3 p.m. today the car is going to arrive. So we have some good news and some bad news. Good news is obviously the car is home. And the other great news, which I was really worried about, was the frame. You can see right here, got your main bars right here. I was almost certain that they were moved and I'd have to pull them back and maybe even weld them because this fender was kind of out of whack. But looking around, even the radiator support seems perfectly fine. The only piece that got bent is this little piece that holds the fender, and that piece could be easily adjusted. Once we get a new fender, it will be obvious, which way to pull this little metal piece. That said, there's some bad news. So this roof right here is a bit worse than I thought. As you can see, the scrapes are pretty hard, and the worst part is this piece of tape over it, so it's ready to fit in. But there's a hole there. I'm gonna have to get creative and figure out how to fix that problem. The other problem is, well, I knew about the spoiler. That's no big deal. That's gonna get covered. Is the previous owner actually looks like he hit something when he crashed, and not only did it damage this rim and that rim, but it also kind of moved this one of the control arms, so it's either bent or maybe just needs to get adjusted. So that's going to get fixed, and also the rims are pretty much toast. This one might be repairable, even though it's on the face and the tire got messed up. But this rim, as you can see, it's holding air, but it chipped off a pretty huge chunk from here, so that's also going to have to get replaced. So I guess we're getting new rims sooner than later. So yeah, let's get in and start the car. Ouch, that sounds nasty. Brake, clutch. Yeah, that is pretty loud. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit quieter. I plan on putting the Roush exhaust back on, as well as the X-pipe, and the previous owner, Joey's actually sending me his intake, so that's going to be cool too. The car's already tuned for it, so that's going to be ideal for it. Yeah, so far interior looks, I mean, it's a little bit dirty, but there's no damage anywhere. It's just very clean and nice. You got your California Special plaque there. The lip and loosen up the fender as much as we can. It kind of snapped back to where it wants to be usually, but still it wasn't enough to clear this door because it's already been bent in so much. So we're just gonna have to wait to get a new fender. I'm gonna take this one off completely and then line up these metal pieces right here. We're gonna have to do some banging and some cooling, but it should work out. That's about it for today. It's getting kind of dark, even though on the camera it looks pretty light. Good job, iPhone. So I spoke with the owner about what happened during the accident, and honestly, best case scenario happened. Basically, the impact was actually from the side. There was a car coming and a truck, and it merged onto the car, to the Mustang, and pretty much swiped off this section of the car, which is good because if what I thought initially the impact was straight in here, it would move the radiator support, probably move these frame rails, and we'd have a lot of work to do, and that's just not good for a car overall when the structural rigidity just kind of gets messed up after a while. So I'm really glad that, obviously it sucked that he got into a car accident, but I'm really glad that it was just a side swipe. It's a new day. We're doing a parts run. A guy on Facebook, I think his name is Ryan, super chill guy. He's actually hooking us up with a bumper. It's also red, but it's like a lighter red, and some fog lights and turn signals for 120 bucks. So first of all, that's an awesome deal, and keeping this build on budget. So I'm really excited to come grab those. He's about 40 minutes away, and then later today we're also getting rims, so that's super exciting too. So we got our bumper back there, and the guy, his name is Patrick actually, he gave us an awesome deal. Not only did he give us the bumper and the fog lights and the fog light housing and turn signals, he also gave us a lip that's actually better than the one we already have, and ours is damaged slightly, so this one is perfect. It's already mounted on there, but all that for 120 bucks is just a complete steal. On our way to pick up some rims, picking up my brother first, and we're headed to Middletown, Delaware. Usually only a 45-minute drive, but there's about to be a storm, so I'm having a feeling it's going to be much longer than that. But it's worth it. We got a nice set of rims. I'm going to show you guys them well, as we're getting them in tomorrow on the car as we're installing. They got some really nice sticky tires, so that's going to be a good plus. The car is so low. I'm gonna try the other side though, because that wheel is flat and it makes the car sit a little bit lower. So hopefully the jack will fit under here a little bit. But if not, we're gonna have to get creative and drive it up on something. Alright, so we took off the wheel where the suspension was damaged, and unfortunately it's not super obvious right away which control arm is bent. Maybe a couple of them are, because it's only off by like an inch, and it's really hard to tell. By the way, while I'm down here, here's what our exhaust looks like. Wow, looks like it just comes straight out the headers. There's some caps there, and then flex pipe, and then just ends right there, which should be pretty easy to put an X pipe right here. Let's put some clamps, and then the X pipe would end about here, I think, and then we'd have our roush mufflers go. I'm waiting for my mechanic friend to come over and take a look. I'm going to start taking off this front bumper and test mounting that one right there. Good news. After spending an hour in the scorching hot sun, my friend actually stopped by, and we both kind of thought that it might be this toe adjustment right here, and so I jacked it up a little bit and started unscrewing it, and as soon as this screw came out, the wheel just got straight all of a sudden. I just saw it just shift. And looking at this, see over here, there's a couple of small bulges. So it looks like maybe this arm got messed up. So I'm gonna order a new one and try to put it on and see what happens. But yeah, that's good news so far. I'm just gonna kind of do one arm at a time. If it still doesn't want to align, then we're gonna have to keep looking. But I think that's all I want to do for today. That's about it for this episode. We took off the fender off camera, but stick around, we got a lot of awesome stuff coming. We already ordered the exhaust, the hood, the headlight, the spoiler, some control arms, lowering springs. That's all on the way. So we're going to be installing them in the next few episodes. And for the outro, I'm going to show some B-roll of where the car is at. Thanks for watching. Peace.